Guys, welcome here today. I really appreciate y'all being here and able to sit down because I really want to talk about the top tips to help someone transform their health. So let's start with tip number one. What's your biggest tip on your side, Dr. Axe?
I would say number one would be doing a multivitamin. I think for most people, covering your bases is so important. And today, when you look at studies at how depleted the nutrients are in our soil, it's really surprising. So, Jordan and I are also both really passionate about, having foods and multivitamins, and having these things come from everything from spinach to kale, but also herbs and spices as part of those multivitamins. And so I think
whole food nutrition is what you're really referring to. Yeah,
exactly. And so, some companies put out things like USP vitamins, which, when you look at how absorbable those are, they're not nearly absorbable. And Jordan is an amazing formulator. So what we've been able to do with some of our multivitamins has been pretty incredible, I think. But I think, getting certain levels of zinc is a mineral that helps with tissue regeneration. It's so important you hear things like wound healing, but it's really a mineral, I think, that most of us should be getting, especially athletes or people that are sick, people with gut health issues, people with acne. So again, I love zinc for so many reasons, especially as you're getting that in a multivitamin. A few others that I think are important in a vitamin D. Vitamin D is so important for our immune system. Sometimes it's even been called a pro-hormone because it's good for hormonal health. And then, a few other things, vitamin C, of course, is important for immunity. Selenium is important for the thyroid health. And a lot of the B vitamins, vitamin B12 is known as the energy vitamin.
Well, we all want more of, that's for sure.
There you go. So that's so important too. But again, I think starting off a multivitamin is one of the top.
And I would say that from a vitamin and mineral standpoint, some products out there really have very little value. And I've said this formulating for the last 20 years, but what Dr. Axe and I have been able to do with our new line of ancient multis and ancient nutrients, which are brand new coming to the market, is take what we call the TCM approach. In this case, we're calling it the traditional Chinese method. And so we believe that loading the body with superfoods that contain nutrients and compounds that we are used to consuming and maybe are deficient in, but also those that are unique. So for example, there are certain botanicals that contain powerful, I would say, influential factors on your health. Foti is one, and this is an herb that is just as powerful as ashwagandha, as powerful as turmeric is as a spice. It just hasn't been highlighted yet. So we're using superfoods and super botanicals. We use fish roe, which contains powerful omegas, some that we are used to, EPA and DHA, and one ETA that isn't just estimated time of arrival, but it's actually ETA? A powerful omega that is only found in a handful of foods such as fish roe and green-lipped mussel. So we use that. We also put New Zealand liver in every single supplement. And Brian, you probably remember this from the old days. Liver was one of maybe the top 5 supplements, or should I say only 5 supplements in a health food store, along with kelp and brewer's yeast and a few other wheat germs. So we look at this as really a superfood multi. And being that I have formulated dozens of vitamins and minerals in the past, we looked to take fermented vitamins and minerals, organic vitamins and minerals, in some cases coenzymated vitamins that we hadn't used in the past, but people are much more cognizant of the fact due to genetic challenges and the understanding that people can't metabolize standard nutrients. So these ancient multis are a supplement that neither of us would ever be without. I have it in my little baggie as we speak.
Yeah, one of the things Jordan was referencing as well is we have methylated B vitamins like methylated B12 and folate, which I think is so important for absorption. Some people don't absorb it very well,
and
so I
have
think
trouble breaking it down.
Yeah, so I think that's really interesting as well. But yeah, we used part of the line we're calling it ancient nutrients because we're taking all of these ancient superfoods, a lot of things that people don't even know existed, as Jordan's talking about with Foti. Some of the herbals in there were used in ancient China, by ancient Chinese herbalists that we're kind of bringing to the market. Because you think about certain herbs like ashwagandha. 10 years ago, nobody knew what ashwagandha was.
Not at all.
But we're going to see this in the future, that herbs like Foti and Chisandra and Dong Quai and some of these others are going to start getting, they're going to have their time in the limelight.
Atracta lotus is a favorite too. But there are thousands in the Chinese herbal pharmacopoeia, and we found those that were most relevant to mankind, sourced them organically, and it's brand new and very exciting. And my feeling is if you're going to do something, give it your best that you've ever given. If you're an athlete, I think you go into every game saying, I'm going to play my best game today. So we believe ancient multi and ancient nutrients is the best expression of vitamins and minerals that we've ever consumed. And we formulate first for our families and ourselves, then we get to share it with others, and we're blessed to do that.
That is awesome. So multivitamin first.
Yep.
What's number 2?
I'll go here. I would say protein. Now, protein, the word actually means of primary importance, or that which comes first. And so we believe that protein is critical. It's the building blocks of hormones, immune system, all of the cells. That being said, our position on protein tends to be supplement with what you don't get in your diet, but that you probably need. And in today's day and age, there are high quality plant proteins, high quality dairy proteins, and those are excellent products. But my estimation is most of us don't have a problem finding dairy products or grains or seeds or legumes or eggs or even meat. But we started our company, Ancient Nutrition, on the premise that the superfood bone broth is something that many know they need, and few will take the time and effort to consume, make, and clean up. And most people that need it can't make it. And I discovered this concept of bone broth protein due to my own knee injury. And I, like many who needed it most, couldn't make bone broth while I was on crutches and not able to stand up. So when we were able to discover bone broth protein, I remember the phone call. It was 2016. I called Josh. I said, Josh, how does this strike you? Bone broth protein. And he immediately was excited about it. And in May of 2016, Bone Broth Protein from Ancient Nutrition started a brand new company. We like to think a movement. And so what we love about bone broth protein is it's the protein that's missing from the modern diet, and it provides beneficial compounds that we love, but we're not able to consume each and every day. And we've seen in coaching thousands of people, patients, clients, friends, family members, that the number one recommendation was the least often followed. So protein is one of our top 5 supplements. Bone broth protein is our go-to.
Yeah, I would say too, the thing I love so much about bone broth is when I was in full-time practice in the past, it was the biggest game changer with patients, who were really looking to transform their digestion, their skin, their joints. And today to be able to get it in an easy, because the big thing in the past, I'll say this too, was compliance. Mm-hmm. Like people would have to go and try and find a good source of, chicken feet or bones somewhere that are, organic or really healthy, and then bring it home and making it for 24 to 48 hours. And then you run out after a couple of days and do it again. And you can't do it while you're traveling. Our ancient ancestors got collagen in their diet every single day, whether it was from eating certain skin of animals, but number one source was bone broth, hands down. In fact, in interviews, when people ask me, Dr. X, what are the biggest things we're missing in our diet today? I say, it's herbs and spices and broth. Those are the things, if you look at Asia today, in areas like Japan and Okinawa, where they have more centurions than anywhere in the world, that's the biggest glaring weakness, is the herbs and spices we're missing in our diet, along with bone broth. And they do more fish broth over there. Certain areas do more chicken broth, others it's beef. But bone broth, especially the form Jordan and I think are most excited about, is specifically chicken broth, because chicken broth is so unique. It contains collagen, but in addition to collagen, it has glucosamine, chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid. Today people are getting injections of hyaluronic acid into their skin for anti-aging, into their knee joint to help with things like cartilage. But we encourage people to do it from the inside out. When you consume it and get these, it has powerful effects on your entire body, of every area of your body. And so I think if people specifically can do a bone broth protein, in fact, this morning for breakfast, traveling here to Dallas, I brought my shaker bottle and I had bone broth protein, and I had it every day on this trip. We're coming from Tampa. I'm going back to a different area of Florida just as on this trip, and I will do bone broth protein every day. In fact, I can say hands down, I would be surprised if Jordan didn't say the same thing.
I can say the same thing.
The supplement I've consumed the most over the past 3.5 years is definitely bone broth protein.
And it would be frowned upon to bring a large pot, a hot plate and a huge set of knives, cutlery,
Trying to
bones.
make it for
Imagine
24
cleaning
hours.
out the little garbage cans. I've often thought I would be on the most wanted list of various hotel chains for what I'm at. They're thinking, we have a mini fridge. We don't really mean for you to use it. This is a fire hazard. But yeah, I agree. I think the true definition of supplement and how this industry started, because you have a long history, Brian, you and your family, is that we were creating food supplements to provide the missing pieces of our diet. I think bone broth protein is a great one. I'm going to dovetail for number 3 off of what Dr. Axe just mentioned, herbs and spices. I often say that while I'm a conscious omnivore, I believe in the power of plants. I think fruits can be great. Tart fruits, colored fruits, veggies are better. I think herbs are amazing, but spices are the bomb. And so you look at herbs and spices, they pack a powerful punch. And now in our natural products industry, there are a few that rise to the top. Turmeric is certainly one. Elderberry has been popular, particularly during seasonal times of the year. And now hemp with its cannabidiol has become a superstar. And we have taken a unique approach to herbal supplementation by combining hemp, certified organic, using whether it's a fermentation process or an extraction process with other botanicals. And so for me, I take and consume our Ancient Nutrition organic CBD hemp products every day. And I do it not only to consume the hemp, but to consume the Andrographis paniculata, the king of the bitters, to consume ashwagandha, which is a powerful adaptogen, to consume turmeric and ginger and cinnamon, black pepper, etc. So we both cook with herbs and spices, try to consume them fresh, grow them, but we make sure to supplement with herbs and spices on a regular basis. We in America are the most underspiced nation in the world, and I truly believe if we were to consume more herbs and spices, and I'm even talking about what's in your cabinet. This doesn't have to be anything fancy. We make great herbal products, but for goodness sake, put more herbs and spices in and on your food. Between that and the other advances in modern technology, we should be number 1 in health and longevity, not number 17 or 72, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And as Jordan is saying, I mean, you know, if you look at today, a lot of times when people have a health problem, they're turning to either things that are, you know, synthetic chemicals that they're keeping in their house in a cabinet. Jordan and I, we have a lot of nutritional supplements, including herbs. But I want to say, if we would have gone back thousands of years ago and you would have gone to an ancient Chinese or Ayurvedic practitioner, they would have opened up their health cabinet and there would have been herbs, spices, probably glandulars, like those sort of
mushrooms,
things in
the
there.
whole thing.
And I went to one of a dear friend of mine. He is a herbalist and a sort of he's known as a master acupuncturist. And so he, him and then someone else, when I've been to in the past, they will give you like herbs and spices in a bag. You'll go home and you'll boil, cook it, simmer it for like 2 hours. And that's sort of what they recommend you do. But again, I think it's such a thing we're missing in our diet. And again, taking it, whether you're using it as a tea or adding it to your food, or hey, taking it in capsule form, which I took turmeric capsules, this morning, and actually something called astragalus this morning too while I was traveling. And then another herb that I know we're both excited about is, CBD.
That's the big one.
Absolutely. And I think while many people are quick to call CBD or hemp the miracle, we like to say that our desire is to see it restored to its proper place in the herbal pharmacopoeia, because it really is a great herb. I think it's a powerful companion herb. And even this morning, Josh was showing me an article that pointed to the fact that there are cannabinoids in mother's milk, which is something very exciting. So I think this understanding of the endocannabinoid system, where you consume cannabinoids, phytocannabinoids in hemp, but you also stimulate your body's production through various herbs and spices, it could be another clue to why these powerful, small roots, leaves, stems, bark and flowers are so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, we love it. And again, as Jordan was saying, we don't necessarily call it CBD, a miracle, but we think it's up there with turmeric. We think it's one of the most powerful plants on the planet, in hemp, that can have tremendous effects in your body. Especially today, we live in this society where there's so much stress. And I really believe CBD and certain other plants are great for just helping us relax. And so that's one of the reasons why I think we love it so much.
Absolutely. And I would say the fourth supplement. We're leading to the sort of fifth crescendo, bang, bang. But I think a good omega supplement's important. Omega fatty acid. This, as you know, Brian, was probably in the last 10 years a superstar of nutrition. And really, people have pushed it aside a little bit. It's interesting. Back in the day, cod liver oil was a staple in the lives of our ancestors. I know that my grandparents came from Eastern Europe, and they had a little barrel of cod liver oil for the winter. They didn't know that it had vitamin D. They didn't know that it had vitamin A. They didn't know what omega-3s were at the time. They just knew that they consumed it, didn't care for the taste. We have been promoting omegas for quite some time. Both Dr. Axe and I consume a diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, but we also believe that there are powerful compounds that we should be getting from the ocean. And I've been formulating these type of ingredients for years, and we love consuming wild fish. We talked about fish roe a few moments ago. That is a game changer. If you look at the superfoods that are, I'd call quintessential, I'd put fish roe right up there with bone broth. And I'm not talking about fancy caviar, but when you look at something that packs a punch, contains protein in phospholipid form, which makes it very absorbable and compatible. You've got the omega-3s, EPA, DHA, and then we mentioned ETA, which I think is a diamond in the rough omega. And then you look at other compounds. We use various fish liver oils and fish oils that we source wild from New Zealand, and then antioxidants such as astaxanthin, and we combine our ancient omega oils with essential oils as well, because when you're consuming lipophilic nutrition, fat-bound nutrition, we think you can combine the best of the plant and animal kingdom, and that's a product that I literally set out my entire family's supplements, and we have 8 in our family every morning, and when I leave on a trip, I sit down and I concoct this whole system where I have baggies, and we're going to New Zealand soon. I'm going to have 13 baggies for every family member, but those omegas go in every day. Those probiotics go in every day. The kids are getting bone broth protein smoothies every day. My kids are taking CBD, and I have 5 adopted children and my own biological son, and I know what they go through in life, and I believe that my kids could stand to chill out a little bit too.
Oh, yeah.
So omegas are awesome.
Yeah, omegas are awesome. And one of the things, too, that we get so excited about, I think about, like, we have as Jordan was mentioning, these essential oils. They're CO2 extract oils and very, very powerful. In fact, the turmeric oil we put in there is probably the most powerful form of turmeric, in my opinion, that's out there, period. And that's in our omega supplements. And so when you combine the omega-3s and things like the turmeric oil together with we also have a black pepper oil, a ginger oil, some other oils that are infused in this omega supplement. It's really powerful. And omega-3s are known for supporting a healthy inflammation response in the body. And so many people today, almost every health problem I can think of has some form of inflammation related to it. So anything that can help support your body and getting back to those healthy and normal levels is going to be great. And the number 5, it's got to be probiotics, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, gosh, we got a tie here because probiotics have to be up there, but I would say there's one more after that. But probiotics are where it all started for sure.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, in fact, Jordan and I have both written best-selling books on probiotics. In fact, Jordan's written multiple. And for us, probiotics are just so important. I look at my own health, I look at the health of my family. Probiotics have been such a game changer for our health, everything from supporting digestion. The other thing, too, is nutrient absorption is a really big deal. A lot of times people are taking vitamins, they're taking minerals. How well are people absorbing these things, And so I think that's another thing about probiotics is supporting absorption, I think, is key, too.
And as Brian, you know very well, just from not only hosting me in the past, but all of the different products that I've been blessed to be a part of, your stores and you have personally recommended and used, books, information, it always starts with probiotics because we believe the gut really is the epicenter of what goes on in your body. And we started at my previous company, Garden of Life, with our first probiotic. People actually say you introduced probiotics to America. That is so far from the truth. What is true, though, is looking back, I think we made them relevant or cool. They were sort of this category that people didn't understand because how could germs be good? We made probiotics exciting and we made them accessible because you didn't have to find them in the refrigerator. They came from healthy soil and healthy plants. And what's so cool about this message, what's old is new again. So we started with our first SBOs, we called them HSOs in 1998, and now here we are introducing very soon a brand new line of what we call SBO probiotics, soil-based organisms. And I think you can be very proud to look back at a message 15, 20 years and see that it hasn't changed.
That's right.
And that's what I think is great about not only what ancient nutrition means, not just the brand, but the principles. This is the same yesterday, today, and it will be tomorrow. And everything we're talking about, you can time capsule this 50 years from now. We're not going to get anything better than herbs and spices. We're not going to find anything better than probiotics, than omegas. You can't replace these. And I guess I have to sneak a sixth thing in there, because how could we, well, what do you mean I would? How could we do any message about health products without talking about collagen? Because in fact, we're going to bring it tonight and talk about collagen too. And collagen is something also that has been a very age-old supplement. They used to just call it gelatin. Remember Dr. Bernard Jensen's gelatin?
Sure,
and this was something that really was ignored because there was this misunderstanding of what an essential protein was, or an essential nutrient. And we believe that collagen, which makes up all the areas of your body that you can see and those that you can't, is critical. And this is something that ancient nutrition stands behind in a big way. We consider this different than protein in a way, even though some of our products are labeled as multi-collagen protein. But this source of collagen, of these amino acids, these nutrients, is critical to, I think, some of the greatest needs in young people, older people, and everyone in between.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, collagen is so critical for our health. In fact, of all, I think back about the number of people that have come up to me and said, this product changed my life. And right up there at the top, and it might be number one, is collagen. I mean, collagen and bone broth, and because there's some overlap there. But I think the bone broth protein, multi-collagen protein, I've had so many people come up to me and said, I can't believe what this did for my hair. I can't believe what it did for my skin. I can't believe what it did for my digestion. I can't believe how different my joints feel now. So that's the thing that I think that's so encouraging for us, is that's when I started realizing that what's the biggest thing missing in our diet today? I think it's collagen. It
is. And one thing, this will be a cool tease. So in December coming up, Josh is launching his brand new book, The Collagen Diet. And what surprises me is, and I said this as he was filming his public television special called The Collagen Diet, 3 years ago we had the idea to do this, and I said, I really will be shocked if there's no books that are authoritative on collagen and how to incorporate this powerful nutrient group into your diet. And strangely enough, there isn't. And so we're excited. 2020 will be the year of collagen, among other things. But we're really looking forward to seeing, especially an audience like a public television audience. We've been able to share on TBN with a faith-based audience that also fits that certain demographic. But how great would it be for people over 50 years of age to be consuming collagen? We were joking this week on our little road trip that when I was younger, I grew up as the son of a chiropractor and a naturopath. They did, and maybe still do, fluoride shots in school. And I would have to sit in the corner because my parents told the teachers I wasn't allowed to get fluoride, which we all understand, right? When you grow up the son of a hippie health nut, we probably have a lot of scars and some wound healing to deal with. But imagine if people in school, I'm talking from preschool to college, and then assisted living facilities got a shot of collagen every day.
That'd be amazing.
You know how much better that would be than
changing the world,
synthetic fluoride? So it is really exciting. And we're certainly excited, Brian, to be with you. I was just sort of reminiscing about coming to your stores 16 years ago when I first started with my first book, Patient Heal Thyself, sharing the message. And when Josh mentioned chicken feet, I distinctly remember many great people such as yourself saying, Jordan, why'd you tell everyone to get chicken feet? We don't have them. They're asking for them. And I think there were a bunch of feetless chickens running around. But isn't it great that we don't have to go get chicken feet anymore? I kind of like to freak people out with them, where you pull the foot, because they always float to the top of the pot. The feet always do. The feet always rise.
It freaks a lot of people out. Well, guys, hey, y'all are doing some great work. Keep up that good work there. Ancient Nutrition is just booming in our stores. I mean, customers are definitely giving us a lot of great feedback. So we appreciate everything you do, and thanks again for taking the time out tonight.
Awesome. Thanks for having us, Brian. I appreciate it.